to the TMT stock market strategy video for Tuesday, January 12th. Another little push down on the markets, and then at the end of the day, we get a little bit of a short cover rally. Could this set up to be turnaround Tuesday, where we get a nice big grind up higher? We shall see. We don't know until the opening, but you have to say, I've been mentioning in the Pro Trade Premier video with levels and zones. When you get, this is a bullish percent, by the way, SPX. When you get this far away from its average, you're going to get a snapback rally regardless. It's just nothing goes straight down and or straight up. You're going to get a little bit of a relief rally, and that relief rally is going to be watched closely, because if we do not have enough conviction that the rally has anything to do with any clout, if you will, we're going to head lower again. And that's something that's going to set up for a real nice short, because that's going to be a sort of a confirmation that the top is in place. And I'm going to call that top if that does happen, okay? Now, bullish percent. We see how the markets we're lower here, and we have a little bit of ways to go to the upside. So there's plenty of room for to push high. Now there is overhead resistance, but we'll show that to you on the daily chart. McClellan oscillator down at the -70. And that's where I like to see a little lower, 70, 75, anywhere below this area. You get a snapback rally, and this is what I'm saying. Watch for that dead cat bounce, something small. You would not want to get short the markets down here, down 160 plus S&P points in 7 trading days. It's a little, your risk reward is not there. So take a step back, and I let the markets come to me. If it's not a trade, take a step back, guys. Cash is definitely a position. I definitely encourage that. Anyway, -70. We're down here now. I am still looking for a little bit of a pushback. We did have some green in the futures, so I'm looking at a possible turnaround Tuesday, and that's where I keep saying we're up 52 points in the Dow. So that's a nice recovery from off its lows today. We had a real nasty looking morning, and then right around 2 o'clock, about 2:30. About 3:15, we made a higher low from that low at around 2 o'clock, and that really kind of solidified the day where the shorts were covering. There was about 715 million shares to buy, market on close orders. So to me, that's interesting when you have a lot of buy orders at the market on close. To me, it looks like maybe possibly that some of the shorts are covering. So we're going to see what happens tomorrow. But again, try to give that analysis out to you guys. Crude oil, we said 31.32 handle. Well, we are at the $31.29 we hit in the overnight. So that, to me, I mentioned over here, guys, we're going to look for that oil down here, 31.32. Probably get it cheaper. Do you buy now? No, absolutely not. You do not buy now. Why? Because the fact that we're still headed lower. I want some backing and filling, okay? And what I mean by backing and filling, I'll make something like this where the markets go up and down, kind of create a base, horizontal trend line area, and or a little bit of a move higher, creates that bull flag, and then we move higher from there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm never going to buy something like this. This is something that you don't want to buy unless you're building a very big position where you need to buy some stock at 9:30. Okay, and this is the USO, by the way, the tracking stock for the oil. This is interesting here. I'm liking this. I want to see the oil stocks. I'm going to start looking for some high-quality oil names. Remember, that's how you really want to play it. You want to trade the USO now. It's really cheap for the day. You're not going to get your bang for your buck, though. Or if you want to trade the CL contract, sure. But now, if we lose 30, we're going to flush heavy into the mid to low 20s in crude. Do we know exactly? No. But based on technical analysis, that's your best idea, or at least an idea of where you think price may be headed. Needs to hold 30, 31 here now. So now we're going to wait and see what happens going forward. But I'm starting to like crude oil and oil stocks, okay? Take a look at the spiders now. Let's get into it. Long-legged doji. Now, does this mean that, well, it means indecision? Sure it does. But it looks a little bit more to me, the long-legged doji here. I like the long-legged doji a little bit better because that's telling me that buyers really stepped up to the plate. Not something like you have here a few days ago where, we had this little doji. That really doesn't mean anything other than the fact that the markets were playing around. Big orders were being fooled by the dark pool indicators telling us that watch out, be very careful, and sure enough, we got the huge dump. But you see, I like this. I do like the long-legged doji. But again, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, it's indecision, whatever the case may be. but we're deeply oversold. This could be a nice catalyst. You want to take out the high of yesterday's candle, 193.48-ish, somewhere around there. Look for that to be taken out, and then that'll confirm the doji, and then we should move at least a little higher from here. And again, I'm looking for more of a bear flag pattern. Let me just get rid of that. 1 second. All right, here we go. I'm looking for more of this, something like this. Right off the top, coming into this neckline of this M formation that we mentioned, and then lower yet again, taking out the August lows. But that's what I'm looking for. Again, do I short because we're here? Absolutely not. We let ourselves get a trigger, and whatever the trigger may work for you, that's fine. I look for price. Once price starts to roll over and triggers a sell entry, then I'll get short. Not because price is just up here. Remember that, okay? All right, let's move on. Take a look at transportation sector. We had that thin zone I mentioned here in the arrow, and sure enough, where did it hit it? The lower end of the thin zone bar, the volume zone bar. Okay, right to the penny, guys. If you think this doesn't work, think again. This is perfect here, right? So keep an eye on it. Let's see now if we can at least get some stabilization in the transportation and the IWM, the Russell. Then I think we will have that dead cat bounce, and it could get violent. Remember, retracement rallies could get really nasty, for the shorts. So I would not look to short. Let's look to see again, get that bear flag, and let's move lower on that. Okay. Take a look now at the IWM. And again, right to the penny. Take a look at this. You can see this on your left side of the screen. We nailed it right to the penny, right to the penny. And we're deeply oversold, right? Oversold is not a sell signal, but remember, guys, you're outside that band for 4 or 5 days. You got to look for that retracement rally. And again, we'll be looking for that bear flag and break. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking for setting up next. And if that were to happen, that we didn't challenge the highs or didn't break the highs, then I would probably say more than likely it would be official that the top is in, and I'll call that top as well. Diamonds, more room to run to the downside, but anywhere in this cluster area, you see that we stabilize here. And look at this right at the end of this volume zone. So definitely works if you know how to read it, and we show that to you in the Pro Trade Premier video as well. And lastly is the Qs. I showed you this guy had the support here at 102.70. Where to go? 1 to 102.70, right to the penny. Okay, volume increase big time, and we do have that nice hammer candle on the bottom. We're oversold here, so keep an eye on these indicators. The RSI starting to roll over. I'd like to see, and I'm going to draw that little line here. Let's see if we get that little rollover, break above that signal line. If we can get above that signal line, then we get a little bit of stabilization in the big cap tech, the Amazons, the Facebooks, the Google. It's definitely going to help the Qs. Obviously, top 10 leaders in that group. Hope it helps everybody. If you're not signed up, take a look at the DPI indicator. Go to the website. There's a free ebook out there for you guys to take a look at what it is and how it works. It's pretty fantastic. Have a great day. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Be safe out there.